Have you ever apologized to Nancy?
Enough apologizing.
Picture this. Millions of viewers glued to their TVs, not for medals or records, but for a scandal so explosive it overshadowed the Olympics themselves. This is the tragic tale of Tonya Harding, the skating prodigy who stunned the world with her triple axel, only to be crushed by betrayal, media frenzy, and a punishment harsher than anyone expected. January 6, 1994. Nancy Kerrigan steps off the ice in Detroit. Suddenly, a man lunges from the shadows, baton in hand. He strikes her knee and she collapses, screaming, "Why me?" The footage replayed endlessly. Within hours, whispers began. Tonya Harding must have been involved. But here's the truth. Tonya was hundreds of miles away. Practicing on the ice in Portland, she had witnesses. She had an alibi. Still, the media smelled blood. They camped outside her home, rifled through her garbage, and stalked her every move. The scandal was too valuable to let facts get in the way. Tonya wasn't born into privilege. Her childhood was rough, marked by poverty and abuse. Her mother, Lavona, made her costumes by hand, but also beat her behind closed doors. Once, in a fit of rage, she even threw a knife at her daughter. Tonya carried those scars onto the ice, where she skated with fire instead of polish. She worked on cars with her dad, paid for her own training, and skated with unmatched strength. While judges favored elegance and grace, Tonya brought raw athleticism. And in 1991, she achieved the impossible, landing the first triple axel by an American woman. She should have been celebrated as a legend. Instead, the establishment looked the other way. Her rival, Nancy Kerrigan, was everything Tonya wasn't: graceful, glamorous, and adored by sponsors. While Nancy appeared in glossy ads and TV specials, Tonya faced criticism for her working-class image. Reporters painted it as princess versus trailer trash, a cruel narrative that followed her everywhere. Then came the attack. Investigators uncovered that Tonya's ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, and her bodyguard had plotted the assault. They claimed Tonya knew, though her own statements suggested she learned too late. But by then, the court of public opinion had already convicted her. The 1994 Winter Olympics were no longer about skating. They were a spectacle. Cameras blinded Tonya during practice. Commentators mocked her every move. And when her skate lace broke in competition, it became the defining image of her career. The fallout. In court, Tonya pled guilty to hindering prosecution. She was spared prison, but dealt a punishment no other skater had ever faced: a lifetime ban from figure skating. For someone who lived and breathed the ice, it was like a death sentence. Gillooly served his time and faded into obscurity. Tonya was left to rebuild from the ashes. She boxed on TV, took odd jobs, and became the subject of endless tabloid jokes. Behind the headlines, she admitted she struggled with depression, even thoughts of ending it all. It wasn't until 2017, with the release of I, Tonya, that her story was retold in a new light. The film forced audiences to see the abuse, the bias, and the way the media had turned her into a caricature. For the first time, many viewers saw her not just as a scandal, but as a survivor. Now, in her 50s, Tonya lives quietly with her husband and son. She teaches skating, advocates against abuse, and tries to move beyond the headlines that once defined her. Her story is more than just an infamous scandal. It's a reminder of how quickly the world can turn heroes into villains, and how hard it is to fight back once the cameras decide your fate. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to Golden Age Stars, where we bring you the untold lives behind the legends.